Chapter 12, More Cruel Than Wild Beasts. There are times when looking round these fair lands of Beachcot, and thinking on the quiet and prosperous life which I have spent in their midst these many years, I fall to wondering whether those dark days in Mexico were real or only a dream. It seems to me sometimes that all which then happened to me and my companion, Pharaoh Nanjulian, must have been but a dream, and naught else, so horrible were the cruelties and indignities practised upon us. You could hardly bring yourselves to believe, you who have lived quiet, stay-at-home lives, how merciless were the men into whose hands we fell, and if I did but tell you 1/10 of the malignity which they displayed towards us, you would not wonder that I sometimes feel inclined to wonder if my memories of that most unhappy time are not dreams rather than realities. But I know well that there is nothing unreal about them, for I bear on my body certain marks which came there from the rack and the pincers, and there are moments when I seem to endure my agony over again, and the sweat drops from my brow as I think of it. We were led into the city of Mexico through the gate of St. Catherine, and were thence marched forward to the Plaza del Marquesa, close by the marketplace. There we were soon surrounded by a throng of folks who seemed not unkindly disposed towards us. Some, indeed, brought us food from their houses, and others drink. One man handed Pharaoh Nanjulian a coat. A noble-looking lady, closely wrapped in her mantilla, gave me money, hurrying away ere I could refuse the gift. I suppose we looked so woe-begone and vagabondish in our rags and tatters that the hearts of these people melted towards us. Nevertheless, it was plain to see that we were prisoners, and that the monk had no notion of putting us in the way of getting a ship. Now, as we stood there in the plaza, closely guarded by the Indians, the monk having disappeared for the moment, who should come up to us but that polite gentleman, Captain Manuel Nunez, arrayed in very brave fashion, and smiling.